First, let's start off with the biggest story coming out of WrestleMania outside of Cena winning the title, and that's Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins is the hottest superstar coming out of WrestleMania right now, with him joining Paul Heyman. I almost said Paul Bearer. That's kind of wild. Paul Heyman and joining Braun Breaker, joining the group, which I thought was a very great call. And to me, you need to start off hot and have Seth Rollins and his squad be on this PLE, be at Backlash. But the question is, who do they face? To me, it's very obvious, and it's damn near I don't know how you don't do it, of CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Now, I know Roman Reigns doesn't like to do PLEs until 4 or 5 months after WrestleMania now, so that's kind of hard, but it's like, how do you not do this match? Seth and Braun versus Punk and Roman. The story sells itself because of what happened at WrestleMania. And you need Seth and Braun to look strong coming out of there to establish how great the faction is. Meanwhile, show that even Punk and Roman, who are egomaniacs that have pride, that hate each other, can come together for a common cause, which is trying to stop the new bloodline or the new faction, which Paul Heyman is very great at, and he's very successful, stopping that before it starts. Punk and Roman can act like they hate each other, they don't want to team up, but they know they have to for a common good, and they ultimately lose because they are not on one accord. One guy wants to be the leader, one guy wants to get the win, and them being selfish, which led to why Paul Heyman left them in the first place. Their selfishness leads them to losing at Backlash, giving Seth and Braun a significant win in their first match as a team. Following this, let's get the WWE Championship on here for the women, and that is your reigning defending WWE Women's Champion and Tiffany Stratton versus your hottest feud leading up to WrestleMania, which was Naomi and Jade. To me, all due respect to Tiffany Stratton, they need to get the title off of her because it's going to be like Jey Uso's title and just be irrelevant. So to me, I think do what Vince used to do and just take the title off of whoever the champion is and put it on the hot feud. To me, they need to put that title on either Jade or Naomi. Honestly, they need to put the title on Naomi. I think Naomi is the hottest heel right now. She's different. She's completely changed her persona. Proceed with caution is money. I don't know how she came up with that, but that was brilliant. She's interesting. She's unhinged. She's unpredictable. Like, you watch her, I don't know what she's finna do. She's twerking 1 minute. She's going Hulk another minute on Jay. Like, also, you still have Bianca, who hasn't come back yet. That could be interesting to see what they do with that. So I think putting the title on Naomi is a very smart thing that they should have done and should do as of right now. Have her pin Tiffany. That way you could do Naomi Jade 2 at like Saturday Night's Main Event or at Money in the Bank and have Naomi get a significant win over Jade. Next, we have the Intercontinental Championship. I think sending this all the way back up at Raw after WrestleMania, what I would have done is actually done Dom versus Finn and make it like it's a friendly fade. It's a friendly fade between friends. And that's how Finn set it up. He got this match by talking to Adam Pearce. It's like, hey, friend, we're just friendly competition. All the while, he winds up screwing Dominic Mysterio. JD comes back, helping Finn win the Intercontinental Championship. And I know. It's like, oh, you're going to only give Dominic Mysterio a day reign? Relax. Noriega, you got to relax. So that is to set up the rematch between Dom and Finn at Backlash. So now the story is, whose side will Raquel be on? We know that she's only in the group because of Liv. She don't really care for Dirty Dom that much. She's made it well known. But she also doesn't care for Finn Balor that much. She's made it well known. So whose side will she be on? And I think it's here to where Dom has the match won, but JD interferes. And this is where Raquel shows her true colors, takes out JD, helps Dirty Dom, and Dirty Dom wins back the IC title. Meanwhile, you got Dirty Dom on his own as a baby face, because that's what the fans want, with Raquel. And don't do this whole they're a romantic couple and anything like that. Have Raquel be big sis. Now, speaking of the Intercontinental Championship, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship with your reigning defending champion of Lara, which to set this up, I made it to where I couldn't change anything that happened at WrestleMania to actually make it challenging for me. So the Raw after WrestleMania, they don't actually have a tag team match with Judgment Day. They have a celebration, On NXT is when they defend their titles versus, I don't even remember who it is. Have them lose that title with Lara taking out Becky, a la Brock versus Cody versus Roman versus Solo after WrestleMania 39. Have Lara, before the match even starts, takes out Becky and leaves, and have the NXT women's tag team beat them to become the new women's tag team champions. Because I think Lara needs some dimensions to a character. People need to be invested. People are not going to boo Becky because it's Lara. Had this been like a Bailey or an Io or a Rhea, people definitely would be more inclined to boo her. But I think because Lara is not strong enough of a character, people are just not going to be as invested. I think Lara needs this heel turn way more than Becky does. And it could be a simple story of, I'm tired of you old biddies popping up, still feeling like you own this women's division. We're in a new era now. That's why I took out Bailey. But then I remembered, oh shit, I still need to be on the card. And I called up you. And I got my WrestleMania moment, which I should be defending this title. But management doesn't feel like I'm important enough to do so. So I use both you and Bailey to get what I want, which is get my WrestleMania moment and also embarrass both of you to prove that I am the top female in this division, and this is why I'm the women's IC champion. It's that simple. You make Lara a boss, you garner sympathy between Becky and Bailey, which sets up a triple threat match at Backlash with Bailey returning of Becky versus Lara versus Bailey. And this is where you have Lara retain and prove everything that she said was right. That Becky and Bailey kind of got in their own way. And now you have a new top female in the division who is also your women's IC champion, which also makes that title important. In the semi-main event of Backlash, I will book the World Heavyweight Championship as well, with your reigning defending heavyweight champion, Jey Uso. The same issue that I have with Gunther's title reign is what I'm having already now with Jey. Like, it hasn't even been a month yet. Because at least with Gunther, you have Randy Orton, which made sense. Jey, giving him Logan Paul, which nobody likes Logan Paul. Nobody takes him serious. He's a goof. He's a goofy. Nobody cares for him. So I'm literally not interested in that match at all. However, I think what would have been a better call is to have Jey defend his title versus someone who's already been a multi-time world champion, has credibility, is a top guy in the company, and that is Drew McIntyre. Why did he not do? I thought for sure coming out of WrestleMania, it was like, there's no way they don't do Jey versus Drew McIntyre, because it goes all the way back to the top of the year where Jey got a fluke pin over Drew to get his title match versus Gunther at Saturday Night's Main Event, but it garnered him confidence to wind up winning the Rumble. Like, you could tell that story of Jey's journey to the title. Drew could be like, you wasn't be in this position if it wasn't for me, if I didn't keep my eye off the ball, and I still ain't forgive y'all for the bloodline. And so you tell that story that Drew's like, I want my title back. I will do whatever it takes. I will rip you apart to get that title. And you'll believe it because it's Drew. He just had a banger with Damian Priest at WrestleMania. So he has the credibility in everything he's done over the past 5 years. Like, he's a credible threat to Jey Uso's title to where you can believe, and people have kind of been screaming for it, I have as well, of, man, Jey, I like that you had this moment and won the title, but also kind of want Drew to win the title too. So now you're in a situation to where even though you don't see them taking the title off of Jey that soon, you still have era of doubt of maybe they will put it on Drew. I mean, he is kind of in line with The Rock when you think about it. And what I thought was very intriguing is if they would start to change Jey's character to where Jey is starting to become a little selfish, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more mean. And somewhere throughout the build, you know, Drew keeps talking down on Jey, and Jey tells Drew, I need you to acknowledge me, right? And it was like, what? He's like, what did that nigga just say? He's like, and then he like kind of snaps out of it, like, you know what I'm saying, Oos? You will respect me, but like, just subtle stuff like that, like, acknowledge me, right? Just have Jey tell it to Drew at one part during the build-up to where it's like, uh-oh. But yeah, Jey retains versus Drew and finds a way to win in definitive faction so that you make Jey actually look strong. Drew will be fine. He doesn't lose anything. And now you have 2 world titles that actually mean something in the men's division, which leads us to the main event in St. Louis. You have Randall Keith Orton, the St. Louis native. I was about to say part of the St. Louis Lunatics, but I couldn't figure out how to fit that in there. And you have your new 17-time world champion, the new John Cena. Now, like I said before, I have no interest in this match. To me, this match, it's not going to be good. Like, we know it's not going to be good. We all conceded it's not going to be good. And I don't have nostalgia for this because I've seen it so many times during a period in WWE that was ass. So I'll have no nostalgia for this at all. But to me, in order to make this match more intriguing for me, and I think will make it more intriguing, I know everybody has the whole, oh, what if Randy Orton, you know, has the match won, but then John Cena slaps the referee and get DQ'd and all that. That's cute. That's cute. But I'm like, 1, you don't want to end the PLE on a DQ. 2, it's like, I want the match to be good. Like, I want the actual match to be good. There to be some type of drama. So to me, I think the only way you do that is this probably their last match they're going to have. They already done every match you could do. They've done I Quit matches, Hell in a Cell matches, Iron Man matches, Last Man Standing matches. I think the only match, when I was looking it up, I'm almost positive somehow, which is weird, I think the only match they have never done on like a pay-per-view is a steel cage match. So make it a steel cage. Bring back a St. Louis. Make it a steel cage match. Hopefully has some blood. Build it around John Cena not caring to actually beat Randy Orton, but escape so you continue his heel persona of someone who is kind of pussy. But you have Randy Orton who's determined not to escape, but to pin John Cena. So to me, that's a very cool dynamic to have. Back in the day, that would have been flipped. And then have it to where John Cena low blows Randy Orton or use brass knucks, something to gain an advantage. And then he just straight up walks out. And kind of make it anticlimactic, right? That's how I would have booked Backlash 2025. Let me know how you feel about my card that I created. Like, comment, subscribe, share all the things of the things. Welcome to the high, bitch. This is Hayes Arcade, and if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.